what I want to reiterate in table set is everything that we're about to show with Kim, like always view it through the lens of ease of use for your rep. That's where Map My Customer shines. That's where we thrive. Outside sales reps need value and they need ease of use. So everything that Kim shows here in just a few minutes, it's related to your account segmentation strategy, and it ultimately informs who should JT the rep in Raleigh, North Carolina go see based on colors, based on shapes, based on sizes of these pins, because the data that you have entered into these customer records can determine colors, shapes, and sizes of these pins. So the easier you make it with that data on your reps to know who to go see and when, the better results you'll have. And just to play devil's advocate with myself, um, don't fall into the trap of we can put everything into a company record. Just because you can doesn't necessarily mean that you should. So always vet it through the lens of not only ease of use, but what actually drives revenue and what does a rep need to drive revenue. So I think with that, I'll hand it to Kim and she can start diving in. I need to stop sharing. Sorry.
Awesome. And I will start sharing my screen. Perfect. So I'm going to bring us to the map. I live in New York, though, so mine's a little bit different than what we've probably seen in JT's account, but I've got a similar concept going on where I've got different colors, different shapes. And like JT said, this is really driven by those details that you're populating into the system. So we're going to dive into kind of the details section and the nitty-gritty information in here and how you can get that set up and really just break down the company record very in detail. Like Mary said, you don't often look at this beyond the first training, but there is a whole lot of information that you can gather from just looking at the pin on the map, looking at the color of it, looking at the shape of it, looking at the alert badge. So I'm going to focus specifically into the flag on the right side of my map that has a little exclamation point on it. Prior to clicking into this pin, I can actually get 3 quick pieces of information from my current map setup. The pin color is yellow. What yellow is telling me is the account type, whether this is a tier A, B, or C. The shape is telling me if it's an account or a lead. For me, a lead is a star and a flag is an account. And the alert badge is telling me that there's something in here that needs my attention, whether it is that the record is over cadence or that there is an activity that is overdue. I'm getting 3 pieces information about this flag record before I even click on it. These are all driven by the details portion. And so we'll dive into the details itself, but we'll just start at the top and work our way down. Whereas when I click on this account, I'm pulling up a preview. At the top, I can see the name of the account and the address. I've got different quick actions. So if I slide this left to right, I'm able to see different ways that I might interact with this account. Maybe I want to quickly edit or add a note or add this to a route or a group because individually I know that this is a part of my daily plan today. Below the quick actions, which again is this left to right horizontal slider, I have any groups that this account is a part of. Here I can see that this is a part of my top prospects group, and I don't even need to pin that as a field. It's going to automatically live at the top of any record that I have groups. Groups is a separate topic. So if there are questions about groups, we can definitely, do another workshop webinar on those and kind of talk about the cadences themselves. But the top prospects label there is letting me know what groups. This account can be in multiple groups, so it's not limited to being just a top prospect. This could also be in tier A, B, C. This could be in a certain product group. And I'll see all of those labels living at the top of my preview here. Below that, I'll see some quick information about the last time that this account was interacted with. And this is also telling me right away what my little exclamation point alert is letting me know, which is that I have an overdue activity within this account. There's more information living in ABC Company. And to see that, I'm just going to pull this account to the top of the screen where I'll start seeing additional information here. One of the next areas that I'm going to see is the pinned fields section. This is something that's fairly new into the Map My Customer system. A lot of the feedback that we heard from teams was, yeah, it's really great to see the groups and it's great to see the last contact, but I've got some important information living in the details tab, and I hate that extra click and scroll to find that information. I want it right in my face every time I open it up, that I see the tier, or I see the sales number, or I see whatever information for my reps is the most important, and I don't want them to ever go into an account not knowing that piece of information. From the administrative level, you are able to set these for your team members. They also have the autonomy to set their own. So if you say everyone has to see tier, they are going to see that automatically. But if as an individual user, I say, I like having tier there, but there's some other things for me personally that I want to see, I can come into this manage section and add on some additional fields. These are all of the fields living in my details section. So if I know year-to-date sales is important to have in there, but my manager or administrator does not require it, I can add that right to the top and not impact the experience of everyone else. This change is not just for ABC Company. Any other record I open up, across the board, I'm going to get that quick information of the tier and the year-to-date sales. So I do not need to set this multiple times. It's something that's then going to live at the top of all of my accounts.
Kim, can I add one idea there? This comes
Absolutely.
up quite a bit, and some of our larger customers have this as well. If you have some sort of really big reporting suite where reps need to go and see additional information that for some reason you're not pulling in to Map My Customers. In my demo account, I have an example of the Power BI link where somebody can just touch that URL and go right to the landing page of that specific account inside of Power BI. And maybe they're looking at order history or volume or all sorts of different things. So again, surface it in the easiest way possible for a rep to get to what they need as they walk into a meeting.
And like JT said, it will become a hyperlink. So if it's a phone number or if it's a secondary phone number or a website, it does become clickable in this pin field section. Down below your pin fields, you've got 3 different tabs. These are where all of the information about the account is going to be nested. The 3 tabs are activities, relationships, and details. Within the 3 tabs, you're going to see more information broken down. The first section here is the activities. This is going to show me past activities, and there's a lot of information I can gather right from looking at this section. This visit to ABC Company on May 31st, right away, I can read the notes. If I had changed the name of this activity and it did not say visit ABC Company, I can see which activity it was based on the left icon. The little blue pin here lets me know it's an activity, or sorry, a visit, whereas the phone call, the green call icon within the second activity lets me know it's a call. In this activities section, I can see if somebody else logged this activity. I'm logged in as Albus Dumbledore, but I can see on the right side of the screen, it says R to an arrow to another R. I can dive into this a little bit more if I'm not sure who might be working this account. But if I know Ron Weasley is who works this account, right away, I know that he logged this activity, not myself, because it's telling me that he was the creator and the assignee of this activity. For the call, I can see that that is my overdue activity that's being flagged. The bright red banner on the side, as well as the red within the date, is alerting me right away that that is an incomplete activity. Once I mark this as complete by opening up and marking it in the activity itself, that red exclamation point, that alert at the top of my screen, will adjust and let me know that this was no longer overdue. At the bottom of the activities section, there is a notes and files section. Sometimes people say, well, is this where my notes go, where I'm just putting what we spoke about and what product we discussed? And that's not really the main goal of this notes section. In Visit ABC Company, I see the notes that I spoke with Kim about a product, and it's a good opportunity. The notes section down below is where I want to put information about ABC Company more generally. Maybe they are closed on Thursday. Maybe their hours of operation are 7 to 4. Maybe there's a service elevator in the back and I can never find the parking. And here's a photo of the front door. The notes and files section let you upload some information that's beneficial about the account itself. The file section is going to let you add anything from a PDF, a photo, a video. We'll see people upload things like sales information in a PDF format, photos of product displays when you come into the building, photo of the front door because you can never find it, or even on the individual contact record, just taking a quick snapshot of a business card if you don't have time to actually write that data down at that moment. So this is really up to you to just log additional information that's going to help you out when you're out in the field about ABC Company specifically.
I've
JT.
heard examples. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've heard examples where somebody's doing a cold call walk in, and depending upon the place of business, they might have like you've probably all seen them, but like the storyline of the company history on the wall. It might be painted, year of incorporation, and like when the great grandfather started the company. Oftentimes our customers will take a picture of that and just attach it in here, and it gives them a great storyline to follow up with strategic personal information later on. So just wanted to bring an actual story to life for you there.
Absolutely. The second tab over is your relationships. In the relationship section, these are alternatively associations. It's other entities, accounts, people, objects that are going to be linked to this ABC company. If I know that ABC company is part of a larger conglomerate, there is a parent relationship here. I work with McDonald's and there's thousands and thousands of locations, but they're all linked up to that one headquarter location. I'm able to create that relationship here, and it will link me back and forth between the different parent or child accounts. Within the parent, I can see all the associated children. Within the child, I can see the associated parent. And it just serves as a link into additional information where if headquarters has just a little bit more information about something that's going to help me, I have a quick link right into there. On the person contact here, this is where you will link different associated contacts. These people are people that you've maybe manually added into the system, or sometimes a little less known secret is that you can pull your contacts directly in from your phone book and then attach them under the contacts section here as well. In your profile on the home screen, if you go to import device contacts, that is going to bring you into your cell phone contacts. So you are not sitting there typing out phone numbers that you already have living in your cell phone. This contact is going to provide just information about who I am meeting with, whether that is Justin Liu, the owner, or somebody on the sales team. And clicking into this record itself will actually open up the person record view. It is the same view as the company record, but for that person specifically. They will carry their own pinned fields. They will carry their own activities, relationships, details, because the details under a contact are likely going to be different than the details under a company. Also, within this relationship section, you can see information like the deals, the groups, any territories or routes that this record is a part of. So if I have opportunities associated here, if I have groups or territories or any routes, I will see them all linked on this specific page as well. The final section over is your details. This is kind of the catch-all. This is everything else. This is all the other information, the phone number, the date created, the year-to-date sales, the account type, the tier, the industry, any other piece of information that is living in Map My Customers. The important part of your details is that this is what is driving that color key, driving that shape, driving my pinned fields. This becomes kind of a baseline of what else I can set up within this account. I can use this information to filter. I can show me everyone who's had year-to-date sales greater than 2,000, or show me everyone who's in tier A or tier B. I can create saved filters off this information. I can color my pins yellow every time they're in tier B. So the details here become what's going to drive the rest of the configuration of your Map My Customers data. Like JT said, there is a fine line between putting scrolls on scrolls and scrolls of sales information by product and breakdowns, and finding the line of making sure you have enough information in there. If the team needs to go in and plan their day based on tier or based on sales, that's information that you want in your Map My Customer system. If you say, I want the colors to be driven by industry, that's going to need to live in your details section. But the one thing I wanted to highlight here, and JT, and then I will let you go unless you're ready to roll now, is that this detail section, this is my cell phone. So you do want to make sure you are not asking people to continuously scroll because it is a cell phone. And it reaches a point where people say, there is too much information. I'm not going to read that. The other thing that happens with that, though, is that we will hide any field that is not filled out. So if you are a Map My Customers current user, just a little note tip trick is that when I open this up, I am not seeing the website. I am not seeing the account number or the Power BI link field. And it does not mean that it does not live in the system. It just means that that is completely blank. If I come in here and say, no, this is going to be a part of campaign 2, when I add that information, you'll see that field that was not previously living in my details section has now showed up. Go ahead, JT.
I'm sorry, I'm chomping at the bit just for additional examples for, think of this as ways, whether they're on the desktop or their mobile device, to strategically know who to see. And this is redundant, but like additional examples, maybe it's product volume. You've got certain volume thresholds. Maybe it's gross margin percentage. Maybe you want to be able to compare, how does JT's Raleigh territory compare gross margin percentage wise to Kim's New York territory? We have a lot of people that might do categories of products. And then lastly, think of gateway products. Do you have gateway products where when somebody buys product A, it's a logical expansion for them to buy product B, C, D? So with specific product lines on there, you can then segment on the map to say, oh my gosh, 9 months ago they bought product A. They've not bought product B and C yet. So think through that strategically, and ultimately your reps will end up loving that because it helps them get to revenue faster when they have that visibility. I'll try to stop interrupting, Kim. It's just
No. And I was just going to say, and if you were not a part of last week's session, we did talk about integrations and we talked about imports. And this is the area that you can maintain up to date by using those integrations into another system or running nightly imports. So I am not a rep in here plugging in sales volumes. That can be automatically updated on a regular frequency based on any imports or integrations that are coming into the system.
Okay, one more time. Because of the nightly thing, and I took a note down here. Month over month sales. We have a bunch of customers that track if month over month sales drop. Let's change the pin color to red so that the rep knows something is going on with that count. And good golly, I need to get back there quickly. So if you have that data, feed it in, and like responsiveness, proactively responding to something that's bad can really help save revenue. I'll mute myself.
No, you're good. That is kind of everything I was looking to cover. You'll see my cadence is updated. The pin alert is going to become yellow now as well, but it now says overdue in 15 days because I've marked my activity. So it is active, it's live, it's changing as your interaction with the tool. But and Mary, Justin, anything to add from you guys' side?
No, that's awesome, Kim. Yeah, you covered everything I wanted you to cover, especially just like you were saying, any data that's input here is really feeding everything else about your Map My Customers account.
Yeah. The only thing I would add is for those who are team accounts and work with our customer success team, reach out to your customer success manager, or if you have an individual account, reach out to our support team, and we'd be happy to help with configuring this a little bit more to be customized to you. Because obviously, this benefits the most when we have your data in here. And if you want it a certain way, there's a lot of tools, as Kim showed, to just do it on your own. But if you have questions, reach out and we're happy to help.
One more brainstorm, and this is literally coming off a meeting this morning for me. Consider last purchase date as a custom field. Good golly, if you have a huge account base in the North Carolina market, North and South Carolina, maybe I need to do a campaign of like, show me all of my customers that have not purchased at all in the last 3 years. Or conversely, maybe you don't want your reps spending time with somebody that hasn't purchased in the last 3 years. But last purchase date, that could be valuable for you as well.
Looks like we got a question from Joe about PDF files on the phone app. Joe, if I'm understanding this correctly, I think there's a bug right now, which is very close to being resolved. I know, unfortunately, it's been open for a few weeks, if not months, and it should be close to being resolved. So we'll make sure. I have actually noted there in my list of watching that ticket, so I'll make sure to notify you when that's resolved in order to make sure that it's working as you would expect now.
If anybody would have a voice to bring back the PDF campaign, it would be Joe Anderson. Good request.
Awesome. Well, we have no more questions and no hands are raised, so we'll start to wrap things up. Like Justin said, please reach out to your customer success manager if you have any questions about company records or anything we talked about today. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Kim, thank you so much. That was an awesome demonstration. And JT, thank you for your many use cases. Those were also very helpful.
Thanks a bunch. I look forward to this each week. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, same here. Thanks, everyone.
Wait. Was there one more question or no?
Well, let's see.
Nope, we're good.
Oh no, Steve, you're awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye, guys.
All right, have a good one, everyone.
Bye.